And I think we're going to start the 2018 on-site poetry contest shortly. And it appears, unbeknownst to me until a moment ago, that I am in charge. And my name is Mo Bowstern. So if anything goes wrong, you just write to the people, you let them know who was running the show and didn't go quite right. I think the help I need would be from right there. We need the back chatter, you know? But you can come up if you want. There's a lot of room up here. You know, you could be my sidekick tonight. How's that sound? Come on up. Yeah. Let's get you a microphone.
Hello.
There we go.
Amanda, I found my phone. Okay.
So, let's go over the rules again. Okay.
Number 1, less than 1 minute long.
Number 2, end with a rhymed couplet. Can you give us an example of a rhymed couplet?
I didn't get to eat my lunch.
Because the rabbit took all the bunch. I am not going to win this contest. Bunch of carrots.
Okay, so, yeah. I once dressed as thing 2 for Halloween, and I rhymed all night. Thing 1 would say something, and I would rhyme it. So you just do that, like Toby. That's a rhymed couplet.
You know, I don't know any foreign languages. I know a little Gaelic, but I cannot do rhymes. Like, I can never think of a rhyme. So I'm going to rely on you to be that rhymer, if we need one.
That's okay, Toby, because I'm a real old-timer.
I knew I made a right move when I got her up here. That's because I need the first name, but here you go, Nancy.
The other rules are the vocabulary to be used must include the word port, the word starboard, the word coil, and the word describing mine and Toby's abdomens.
Washboard. How did you know, Mo? I hardly ever take my shirt off up here.
I know you don't bring gum to the cannery at Larson Bay when you take a shower, so I can look through the peephole.
Mm-hmm. It's like those girls who used to pitch the quarters on the floor.
Tell me more.
Grab that quarter. And it also, there's no other rhymes allowed except for the one at the very, very end. And so 1 minute is not very long.
No.
Emily
'Cause it's a
Dickinson
rhyme.
calling Emily Dickinson. Okay. So I think we should fire it up. All right? Kick in the hydros. And I need that list so we find out who's first on the list. Now, last year, the contest was won by this young lady in row number 2.
Oh, that's right.
Right.
Is she going to do her winning poem?
She's going to do a new winning poem, is what I was told.
Oh, I see.
Right. We talked about, can there be 2 winners in a row that's the same person, and apparently there can. All right, I'm going to read the first name come up here. Oh, and how do we judge this? Me and you, or is it the crowd?
Oh, my God, the judging. Where's Aaron? Do we have the OPB people? Are they here? No, they're over at Karaoke from Hell.
I think it's...
How about Ricky? Ricky, you want to judge? Yeah. All right, Ricky's going to judge.
Is it crowd loud?
Usually it's crowd loud.
Crowd loud. Let's
But,
just
you know,
take a...
You can decide.
Let's calibrate this, all right? Let's hear from the audience as if me and Mo were the winners, okay? It is the washboard, I could tell, under my Irish Gaelic t-shirt. Okay, I think they know how to do it.
Okay, great.
And we need no more training. So I'm going to grab the list, and we're going to read the first name.
Okay. Great, let's go. I was just like, I'm so glad I'm not emceeing at the Liberty, so I don't have to do the poetry contest. But it's fun. It's good. You guys all ready? Are you ready? Okay, good.
Okay.
There's
the
a little
first
smile.
person to be in the contest is Paul Rentko. Paul, are you
Paul
around?
Rentko.
All right.
Okay, Paul, we're timing you.
Oh boy. Okay. Do I just right off the bat? Do I get to do a brief introduction? I heard about this an hour ago at the Voodoo Lounge. Very excited. This is my first ever Fisher Poets. Oh, thank you very much. Okay, here we go. Here we go. I'm here with my family. We own a set-net camp on the south end of Kodiak Island, and this is a story about Dead Man Bay, where we fish. My mother sent me with a plate of saran-wrap cookies out to the tender boat. Past the old washboard mirror to put my rain gear, damp and cold, I carried those cookies to the skiff, climbed in and headed out. The brailer bags half filled to my left, tiller in my hand. The skiff was listing hard to port when a gust of wind took those cookies up and away. I dove for them. Next thing I knew, I was falling in. Going swimming for some cookies with the sticky throttle cranked. The Evinrude 55 still growling. I turned faster than I could blink, hoping to keep at least my upper half on board. My right hand coiled around the rail, my legs dangling in the sea. Clutching, dripping saran wrap in my left hand, I pulled myself back into the moving skiff. Eventually, as I tied up to the tender's starboard side, I told the crew, I went swimming for these cookies, but I think they're still dry. I hope you boys enjoy them, I muttered with a sigh.
Wow. Where's the sound? We got sound on this?
Okay, so the clapping happens at the end of all the poets. But that's good. You give that to, right?
No, they clap now.
You clap now? All right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I'm making little marks
That was
like,
okay,
good clap,
54
bad
seconds.
clap, you know?
It's really good, Paul.
And he used all of the required words, which are being kept track of. There is no
You doing
quiz,
that
but
part?
I am. I'm making
Okay,
like
good.
these little check marks here.
Yeah, hash.
Yeah.
Hash it out.
Right. Okay. Next person is Lynn De Danan. Is that? Lynn De Danan. D Danan. 3 tries, Tobe. Okay.
Are you going to give me a time to start?
Yeah, you just
Okay.
you tell me and I'll start.
Oh my gosh, I can't read this up here in this light.
You want some help?
Hello. No. I can't.
You got to get right up close.
Hi.
There we go.
I'm Lynn. I can't see you. I'm from Oyster Bay, Washington, Puget Sound. This is not very funny, sorry. It's the title will give it away. Okay, you're going to tell me when to go?
You tell me.
Okay, go. The wreck of an Albanian fishing boat near Navarone, Greece, summer 1963. From starboard side, the men were washed to sea. Their sorry bodies rode the waves and formed a coil of woeful flesh entwined in seaweed, rope, and gear. Staid, black-robed women waited on the wharf at port. A crew of sailors, one with washboard chest, set out to snag the dead and send the souls to rest.
Okay, yeah, that's great. I love it. Excellent.
All right. Next,
Lynn, you came in at 42 seconds, just so in case you guys were wondering.
Sarah Neal to the front office. Sarah Neal.
Woo!
The Navy says left and right. Merchant mariners say port and starboard. Semantics can kill. Full, throttle collision. Excuse me. Collision. And now I sing a washboard tune, and so we will not forget them soon.
How did we do on the time, Mo?
37 seconds, well within the 1 minute
All right,
marker.
she could have almost done 2. Okay. Next on the roster is Swami Satchidananda. No. Can you read that?
Susanna Gladwin.
Well, I was close, right? Okay.
Hi, I'm a farmer, not a fisherman, and my poem reflects that. Big trees are sentinels above my field, and Cygnus the swan flies up the Milky Way as a shooting star fades off to starboard. My horse rubs his head on me as if I am a washboard and thanks me for the best home port he has ever known. Fog moves in to coil around my barn, and all of this keeps me from harm.
Can we have
Susanna
a time?
is a longtime Fisher Poet attendee, and years ago, she had a lamb that was so small it couldn't be left alone, and she brought it to Fisher Poets. And I got to meet it. It was in her car. So that's a real fan there. I just wanted to say 26 seconds.
We do have some serious Fisher Poet attendees here. Well, they might be short. The next one. And the next one is actually not short. It's Joel BP. So come on up, Joel.
So I wrote this one for my sweetheart. Some of you might know her, and we didn't get to hear her present this year because she's sick, but this one's for her. It's called Home. The ocean is our washboard, where we come to come clean. Off starboard, mountains slash the sky. Off port, light bleeds a shimmer. Across crested curlers crawling towards a horizon out of reach. But you and I lay like a coil, curled around each other, content to dream. For wherever life may take us, wherever we may roam, side by side, you and I here have found a home.
"36 seconds.
36 seconds. These people are disciplined, man.
I know, it's great. I like the time limit thing.
We have had time issues in the past. Not looking at you.
I was just going to say those issues never last. You know what to do.
I do. I've been told many times. Okay, the next contestant is Philip Patton. Come on up, Philip. And if anybody suddenly wants to be in the contest, just kind of signal. We'll bring the thing over and you can put your name on there.
Yeah, well, introduction, I'm trying to make this, I'm trying to misuse all 4 words or twist them, and also throwing a bit of gratuitous Angelina Jolie in. Derelict, repurposed, mud-bound seiner recoils from green waves over her bow. But they always do this tied up here at the dock, so I am, even with deck awash, bored. I go below in this once fishing vessel, now exotic, half underwater bed and breakfast, and here are the couplets. Where 3 days past, Angeline Jolie, our movie star boarder, arrives from airport to where we politely put her up, though being standard issue sexist males, we'd rather be athwart her. Oh, God.
Time, please.
47 seconds.
Great. Talk about a cliffhanger. A rail hanger. Okay. Next up, Judy McCullough. Judy, where are you?
And who's on deck?
And who is on deck? That's a good one. Delaney or Delane Blackstock is next after Judy, so be prepared.
Yeah, short staff. All right, this is my first Fisher poet, and this poem's about the story of my family who lived on a 30-foot boat for 3.5 years. All right. It's called fondly Those Two Boys. All right, up closer. All right. Havoc was her name when she came to Blaine. Just imagine this vessel arriving in port. Here comes Havoc, they would all say. Coil those lines quickly, they would all whisper. This rowdy Rawson now proudly flaunted the name Haley Kay on her starboard side, just what this family needed to cruise gracefully on the washboard seas with two fishy boys. Pacific, Atlantic rivers and bays, albacore, barracuda, big-eye catfish, dogfish, flounder grouper, lingcod, mackerel, marlin, pargo, ratfish, rockfish, salmon, sierra, snapper, swordfish, tarpon, yellowfin, and a wahoo. Whatever happened with these two boys after fishing Blaine Harbor to Montego Bay? One off to Australia to hook up with his new wife, the other guiding virgins to jumpstart their own fishing life.
It's good. Barely.
1 minute.
She's good, right? Okay, so Delane Blackstock, and after that, Mary Jacobs. Okay.
And who's on? Yeah, great.
This is a really sad one. It's for my cousin, Kai. It's good I started with my intro. This is sad. It's for my cousin, Kai Hammock. Can you hear me now? He went down on destination February 11th of 2017.
We got you.
And it's for him, but it's also for all the people that are left behind when that happens. No one's started now.
Your timer's not going yet.
Okay, and the other thing I referenced that I had to change because I didn't realize it wasn't all supposed to rhyme was they left on a Saturday morning. It's bad luck to leave on a Friday. Okay, I'm ready.
All right.
The wonder, the wait, that space in between, farewells pressed deep on a Friday, are the burdens that bind us back in the port and the never hello again sorrows. What fools to think not to us this could happen, as it's what we do worry about most. Those eager hands, those wild hearts will never return to the dock. Freezing spray over starboard, pots 30 feet high. Were you frightened to see it set up? No time for your feelings, no time for a mayday. One wave turned keelside to mast. That cold and that quiet, that grind at the washboard, as a sinking hull settles in deep. Silent signals startle beacons, radios screech, the fleet wakened and ready to search. But you belong to your boys, Kai, be with them. That thread when you joined is a coil at 56 north and 169 west, 41 fathoms below on the soil.
Poets have to plow some heavy seas to get their work to you. It's an honor. That was 59 seconds.
So after Mary, it's her granddaughter, Isabella, who won the contest last year.
The Greenhorn's first job, adjust the radar in port. Arms and head wrapped in foil. A washboard duct taped to his chest. Pack a coil of crab lime, keep flapping your arms from the starboard cafe, splay the line down the jetty. When you get to the end, the radar is ready.
Coming in at 22 seconds. Is that your first poem ever, Mary? First contest poem, Mary.
So Isabella's coming up next. She's right here. And after her is Rena Miller.
I ran to the port, coiling up the fishing line, trying not to tip to the starboard. I grabbed the washboard and threw it, and the coil into the water. I jumped into the water, watching my precious coil and washboard float. But I just drank, then sank.
That was 14 seconds.
Could have done a few. After Rena Miller is Ingrid Rees. Rena, go for it.
Hello, I'm Rena Miller from New Jersey, living in Portlandia now. We've come to another critical time in our lives where we need to be doing some healing through diversity. We are one. My poem is called Black Mermaid. Is there room for Black Mermaid out here on the coast? Think of her as a washboard, protection, dear mate. Prevent us from drowning at sea. Rub against her on shore to cleanse soul's cloth. When some see her, they shock and wish to recoil. She's safe, my dear friends, with diversity we grow. We untangle confused fish and bring them to port. We lighten our load as we wash bloody decks. Now there's space for us all. Is there room for Black Mermaid out here on the coast? She has the passion to lead us, look toward starboard the most.
Kind of time we got there, Mo?
We had 51 seconds of healing.
Cool. So Ingrid Rees is next, and on deck is Tia Jensen.
Thank you. Right up close. Okay. Can you hear me back there? Good. This is kind of like Joel's, kind of romantic and sweet. When your lover runs off with a barmaid named Bambi, and you're stranded in port with a bawling new baby, first your heart breaks, then you get really angry, like red hot coil pissed. So you sabotage the bastard's boat, pour Gurry in the gas tank, hide a humpy in the head, hurl his survival suit over the starboard into a washboard sea. That dude's getting Bambi and a whole lot more, 'cause her old man's got a loaded 44.
The time, please.
43 seconds of revenge coming in from Ingrid. And I just got a report from the 5th row that the poets are inaudible slightly, like that it's hard to hear. Are you guys having a hard time hearing the poets? Okay. But how are you doing with me? Okay, do you see, poet, that my lips are occasionally touching the microphone?
Close to the microphone.
Okay, it's grounded. You're not going to get shocked.
No, we could just keep backing them up.
Yeah, I know, we should.
All right, so...
That was, I already told you that. 43 seconds, great.
43 seconds. So Tia Jensen, and on deck is Tom. Terrific. Cat, we're not sure.
Cod.
Hi. Okay, I'm originally from Kentucky, and I moved to Washington State, so I call this starboard gal port bound. I may not have commercial fished, but I've fed whiskey match to catfish in Appalachia. I never learned a sea shanty. I listened to grandmother's knuckle and washboard tunes. I fished from lines wrapped in coil around hand reels, dragging muddy bottoms. Though my crossings were never sea vessel bound, I learned to appreciate all dreamers and seekers, the souls that cast a line, touch the sky, drop into the deep. So thanks to all you fisher poets this week for coming ashore and sharing the words that you reap. And by the way, $15 for this weekend is too cheap.
Okay, is there a Tom in the audience? Is this Tom?
It's Tom Hilton. 37 seconds. And one of the things I'm noticing is poets are holding their work off to the side, and the microphones are, so this is what's happening, guys. So maybe, although Tom, you're a memorizer, aren't you?
Yeah.
So if you hold your work forward, perhaps,
Left,
thrust
starboard,
it into the bow.
or port on
Not
either side.
Forward.
And just coil it around.
Coil.
Around
Don't get
the
bored.
washboard abs.
We'll wash it clean. All right.
And Nancy, you're on deck.
Ready, Tom?
Can I see the timer while you show it? Can you have? Oh, perfect. Let's do that.
It's at 0.
Okay.
He's checking to make sure it's at 0, guys. Because he's not sure I can do it.
Oh, my God.
I'm just teasing you. Go get up on the mic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold your phone up.
Hi, my name's Tom. Wow, there's a lot of people in here.
Hey, come on.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm ready.
Yeah.
You got the timer?
I got it.
Starboard chops into the westerly gale, ripping cleats of lesser men. The sturgeon scoot has gashed our hearts. His washboard stomach ripples in the ambivalent dew. The captain's in their engine room, while his new age dick hands sip port, changing the coil, and his anger begins to rage and boil. In a pinch, he lets one rip. Now his pants are soiled.
What do we got there, Ms. Mo?
Thank you, Tom. That was 33 seconds. And audience, did that seem to work? Did that seem to? No.
Really need to get in there and speak up.
Wow, and Tom is actually really quite good.
He's a projector.
They're going to tell me to shut up, probably.
We would never say that to any of our contestants, Nancy.
Try this mic, Nancy. Try this mic. Okay.
Nice shirt.
Nice shirt.
Is that any better?
Is that good? Can you hear me? Okay. All right, here we go.
Hold on just a second. On deck is Sean Adair. Okay, go for it.
It doesn't matter if your politics lean towards starboard nor towards port. These seas are rough. DACA, Me Too, kids dead, plus global warming. These times are like a gravel road, all 60 miles now turned to washboard, except we got no wheels and no spare tire. We're a vessel lost at sea, which means we all go down together. So bait those hooks and coil that tub to toss off the stern despite storm warning. Find the strength of something when it's needed most. But till you're done with what needs doing, don't yet raise a toast.
Okay, Mr. Sean Adair, and on deck after him is Jeff Stonehill.
48 seconds of advice from Nancy. How was the sound on that, people? Better. Okay,
Better.
great. Let's use this microphone, Sean.
And talk loud and get close, and it'll work. Good.
And I think holding your... Oh, wait, let's get Sean worked out here. Okay, stand up, sir. Nope, stop doing that.
Hello. All right.
A professional for
Great.
sure.
So, here's a poem I wrote today. I've tried to write a poem over and over all long day. I wrote about how the pylons looked like pistons pumping slowly up and down, and imagined how the port once looked in its prime before now. See, I'm visiting town for the festival and to spend time with my aunt. She's heated us up some beans on the coils of her electric stovetop. We made it to the beach today, and I gazed into the waves. I've always loved how the tide wrinkles sand to a washboard shape. I'm from Seattle, a city boy, sure, I admit it. But stand me next to the next guy, and you'll sense my natural stink. But still, I'm not a fisherman. I'd love to, so please hire me. But when I think of starboard, I say, well, yeah, it says Pisces. Thanks.
Sean! 50 seconds of greenhorn.
So after Jeff Stonehill, we have Ron, Cowboy Ron. You're up after this.
Yeah, make me tall. Yeah, that's good. That works.
Step forward.
Yes, ma'am.
There you go.
There we go.
All right. The first salmon I ever saw, it must have been 4 or 5, the back half of a huge Chinook laid out on the chipped porcelain washboard of our cast iron kitchen sink. Her tail hung over the edge, adding flecks of gurry to the spatter pattern of the old linoleum floor. I looked at Dad in awe. Mom's brothers had dragged him to Monterey for a half-day salmon charter. A city boy, school teacher in a cheap tie. He didn't know port from starboard, but now he had become Queequeg Ahab, the old man of the sea with a coil of line on his shoulder and salt rime around his eyes. You caught this fish? He snorted a little laugh. No, it was your Uncle Frank. He made me take home half.
Okay, Ron, there's Ron. All right, and after Ron, we have Jack Merrill. Did I see money pass hands up there? What?
Oh, you get it.
Why don't you step up?
Okay. Ron, can you hear me? Ron McDaniel, or as Renaissance man Toby Sullivan might pronounce it, Raji Magdanowici. Where did that come from earlier? It's like,
The handwriting is distinctly Eastern. Look at that handwriting.
There was no way to get this one wrong. Look, it's like 4 columns big here. It's just... All right.
Did you do that?
Cowboy, the mythical hero of the West. Names like Cactus Pete, Snake Eyes Johnson depict the toughness of this American icon. That's why they named him Paddlefoot Ron. Since hanging around them fishermen, he's gone plumb loco. They say he's one coil short of a full lariat. He don't even talk the same. Turn starboard at the intersection. And when he shouted, "Watch the bull on your port side," Gimp Johnson never saw it coming. Paddlefoot Ron, a fitting moniker for a dude that hangs with fishermen. And for what? His wallet's as empty as a lawyer's heart. Disgusting. What's next? Herding sheep? Trading in his saddle for a washboard and doing laundry for rich bankers? But alas, the trader gets his just desserts as Fisher poets unveil their plot. How do we get rid of this cowboy? He doesn't know the meaning of the word quit. That's it. He doesn't know the meaning of most words. We'll require a rhymed couplet. And if by chance that doesn't work, we'll throw him next year by requiring a synonymed triplet. But Paddlefoot Ron ain't no drugstore cowboy. This ain't his first rodeo. So bring your couplets, your pentameters, or juxtaposition, or any other fancy discourse. Because I'll mount your sunfish and literary bronc and ride him like he was a kid horse.
How'd we do on time?
Too bad Ron doesn't know how to tell time.
Whoa.
That was 1 minute, 57 seconds, and 48 other little numbers of fill in the blank. But thank you, Ron. You just get comfortable there. You're not coming back up.
Discourse. So this is Mr. Jack Merrill, and up after Jack is Jacques Bell, if I've got that name right.
That's all right. Yeah. I'll get close. Yeah, well, this is my 4th year here, and I've never done this before. And after hearing everybody before me, I know why. I shouldn't be up here now, but anyway, and I never get the rules right. That's the hardest part.
Come on, man. You've been fishing for 40 years?
I've been fishing for a while, but anyway, I just threw this together. I learned the rules tonight about 6 o'clock, so I put that together. The ocean was feather white, flailed its reckless, powerful fists. Port became starboard, upside down. We were setting traps in the Black Sea's briny bite when a warp wrapped my ankle in a perfect coil. I tried to grab the washboard rail, yelled for help, being pulled to the stern. I thank God for the sharpness of the blade, even though my leg had been filleted.
How'd we do on time, Mo?
A cool 30.
All right. The man knows how to follow rules.
Well, Ron did give us a clue. I mean, he's like
So,
the cowboy.
did I
here.
get your names pronounced correctly?
No, and don't feel bad. So it's Jacosi.
Jacosi Bell. All right. And after Jacosi is apparently our last contestant, Patra. Patra
Get up onto
Sachidananda.
that thing.
So this is my first Fisher Poets, and I bartended, so that's a little bit where this went for me. Friday, the work week done, but still hanging, the impotence of the middle managed, coiled up with the heat of desire to feel powerful, horny, drunk, anything, pours through my doorway for the happy hour, ironic as we brace for the storm of human failing and occasional redemption. Washboard abs, fake tits, arguments about reality television as I try to maneuver a heated snifter of port to the older man from the neighborhood who comes to see me to feel young again. Throngs of Romeos, slack-eyed and swiping towards their Juliets. Starboard lovers, bored to waking death, drinking against the death of belief that there's nothing left of love and courtship. All of us navigating worth against what we're worth tonight. How much, a man asks me as I hand him another Belvedere and soda. How much for you? You don't have that kind of money, I say, but you're definitely going to pay for the view.
That was 1 minute of cold, hard truth.
Hi. Let's see where you are. Step right up. Okay. Hello.
And on deck is our last reader, unless there's someone else that wants to be last. Okay.
Okay. I'm not sure how the cataracts are removed, but the glasses are new. Oops. And they're broken again, Jules. I grew up on Puget Sound, a disappointment to my mom. She wanted a washboard player so she could sing along. But instead, I learned to play the coil, and I didn't do it very well. From Seattle to Vashon Island, I would ride the ferry. I'd sit starboard and drink my port. Thinking about my life so far, I'd ponder, would I have pleased my mom if I'd learned to play guitar?
Okay, Mark.
35 seconds of parental musings.
And Pat Dixon has rejoined the roster here. He's so far our last reader.
Are you going to do it? Oh, good.
All right, great.
Hi. Is this the one?
Yeah, that's the one.
All right.
Let me get in here.
Ready?
Yeah.
Right up close. Cool.
There are some of us that guide these ships in and out of the Columbia that use a strong hand. I prefer a gentle touch most of the time. 10 port, 5 starboard should suffice. But when the bar looks like the washboard of giants, I will say, hard over when the sea roils, and it is then that my intestines are a coil.
"30 enigmatic seconds."
So Pat Dixon is on deck, is on stage, not on deck. Is anyone else? This is kind of last call here.
Come on, you're tall, man. Get in here.
Okay, I'm okay. I'm okay. Oh, look, there's a balcony. I didn't know there was a balcony.
Timer's going.
Timer's going. Port, starboard, washboard, coil. I concede my minute to Ron McDaniel. So he gets 2.
That was 10 seconds of backroom deals.
This guy, Ingrid with the 44, and Chikosi, yep. There's our 4 semifinalists.
Okay, audience. Toby's going to announce
The 4 semifinalists, based on audience participation and acclamation. So the first one is Paul Rentko. Come on up, Paul. We're going to have the 4 come up here and stand here, and we'll run them through their poems again, and we'll go from there, and we'll judge by the loudness of the applause. Second, Joel, come on up. Number 3, 44 Magnum Ingrid, come on up here. And Jacosi, you've made the cut here, come on up. And they are our 4 semifinalists.
I'd like the audience, if you read a poem, if you wrote a poem for this and you read it tonight, please stand up. Please stand up. Please stand up. Thank you very much. We're very proud of you. It's really good. Up there, I see you. Woo! You guys are awesome. And you know, we started a trend out in the Working Waterfront Festival does this now too. You guys rule.
They were all great. They really were. Some were greater than others, unfortunately. But they were all pretty good. I better just stop. Let's have Paul step up to the mic and do his thing again.
This mic.
Hey, okay. Yeah. So for those of you that came in late, here it is again. My mother sent me with a plate of saran wrap cookies out to the tender boat, past the old washboard mirror to put on my rain gear, damp and cold. I carried those cookies to the skiff, climbed in and headed out. The brailer bags half filled to my left, tiller in my hand. The skiff was listing hard to port when a gust of wind took those cookies up and away. I dove for them. Next thing I knew, I was falling in. Going swimming for some cookies with the sticky throttle cranked, the Evinrude 55 still roaring. I turned faster than I could blink, hoping to keep at least my upper half on board. My right hand coiled around the rail, my legs dangling in the sea. Clutching dripping saran wrap in my left hand, I pulled myself back into the moving skiff. Eventually, as I tied up to the tender's starboard side, I told the crew, I went swimming for these cookies, but I think they're still dry. I hope you boys enjoy them, I muttered with a sigh.
Okay, poets also, I just want to remind you to really take that in. Just like when they're doing that, just like really breathe it in and let it sustain you so that when you come next year, you remember and you're up on stage and you're getting a slot.
All right, Joel, it's your turn at the mic.
That's fine. I'll just leave it there. The ocean is our washboard, where we come to come clean. Off starboard, mountains slash the sky. Off port, light bleeds a shimmer. Across crested curlers crawling towards a horizon out of reach. But you and I lay like a coil, curled around each other, content to dream. For wherever life may take us, wherever we may roam, side by side, you and I here have found a home.
Okay, all right. Is that okay? All right. When your lover runs off with a barmaid named Bam. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to do this. I'm just so excited to be up here. I'm going to do this again. Hey, I'm the oldest one up here. Come on, cut me some slack. All right. When your lover runs off with a barmaid named Bambi, and you're stranded in port with a bawling new baby, first your heart breaks, then you get angry like red-hot coil pissed. So you sabotage the bastard's boat, pour Gurry in the gas tank, hide a humpy in the head, hurl his survival suit over the starboard into a washboard sea. That dude's getting Bambi and a whole lot more, 'cause her old man's got a loaded 44.
Jacosi, let us see. Do it
Now
again.
to hear from the barmaid.
Now retired, but still working through it. Friday, the work week done, but still hanging, the impotence of the middle managed, coiled up with the heat of desire to feel, powerful, horny, drunk, anything, pours through my doorway for the happy hour. Ironic, as we brace for the storm of human failing and occasional redemption. Washboard abs, fake tits, arguments about reality television, as I try to maneuver a heated snifter of port to the old man from the neighborhood who comes to see me to feel young again. Throngs of Romeos, slack-eyed and swiping towards their Juliets, starboard lovers, bored to waking death, drinking against the death of belief that there's nothing left of love and courtship. All of us navigating worth against what we're worth tonight. How much, a man asks me as I hand him another Belvedere and soda. How much for you? You don't have that kind of money, I say, but you're definitely going to pay for the view.
Take it in. I just want to point out that this is a competition and the competing poets are applauding each other. That's just, you know, what it's like around here.
I was applauding.
Yep.
It's allowed,
Sorry,
right?
I was trained by Norwegians.
It didn't say no in the rules.
No, I'm saying it's awesome.
Oh, okay.
I'm
I thought
applauding
you were-
us. I think it's great. These people are vying to win, and they're voting against themselves by clapping. Toby.
Got it.
Okay.
I thought it was a rule thing.
You thought I was yelling at you. Oh, sorry.
So, okay. Here we go.
Toby's been scoring.
I think it's pretty clear. The decimal count, the 44 Magnum, kind of took the night here.
The 2018 on-site poetry contest winner and gun control advocate.
I've got a 38.
She's got a 38, she says, so.
Oh, Marcia said, is that poem about you, Ingrid? And I said, heck no, no.
That's good to know.
I made it up. I was worried about the 10-year-old, though. She came back.
She took her out.
Thank you so
Well,
much.
read your poem.
Oh, my God.
Let's hear it again.
I got so nervous. Oh, you guys are making me really nervous.
That's the price of fame.
This is yeah. I hope I can get the first line out. Okay, here we go. Thank you very much. When your lover runs off with a barmaid named Bambi, and you're stranded in port with a bawling new baby, first your heart breaks, then you get really angry, like red, hot coil pissed. So you sabotage the bastard's boat, pour Gurry in the gas tank, hide a humpy in the head, hurl his survival suit over the starboard into a washboard sea. That dude's getting Bambi and a whole lot more, 'cause her old man's got a loaded 44.
Is there anything else to say? I'm sure you have something.
Thanks to all the poets. Thanks to Toby for emceeing and knowing when to ask for help. And I had a really good time. There's karaoke from hell going on over at the Labor Temple if you want to sing with a live band. And tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. there's a gospel sing at the Hanthorn Cannery. After that at 10 a.m. there's the farewell open mic tomorrow 10 a.m. for people who were scheduled readers.
And where is that?
Hanthorn Cannery. Is that down at Pier 39? Pier 39 all the way east end of town.
Okay, cool.
And Jay Speakman has a short announcement.
Okay, there's been a pair of gloves found over in the corner here and a room key. So I don't know if you want to identify yourself, but this room key belongs to somebody.
Jay, they were leaving that for you.
Yeah, well, I just don't know who owns it. Anyway, while I've got the last say here, I wanted to thank everybody for coming. This has been a fantastic weekend. And every year we do this, we think it's the best. So that's okay. I think as long as we're happy, everybody's happy. Thanks for coming. Thanks for supporting this. Let's keep it going.